How long? I'm sorry, Pat. How long has this been on the freeway?
No, we're just asking, wonder if they would ask the CHP to join and
Oh.
assist since it's on the freeway.
Quite possibly, they might do that. This might be one of those ones where they want to keep it for themselves. Sometimes when it is a pretty serious want like this, they'll just say, we're just going to, take this one from beginning to end. So off of the freeway now,
Yep.
and headed towards Hollywood. Well, let's hold on a second. Let's see here. Underneath the freeway has not come out. You see the spotlight there. They look kind of confused from LAPD as well. Might have just pulled right underneath here.
And could have
off of the Gower Street exit. Nope, that's not the vehicle right there.
No, it's a burgundy
We sometimes
color.
see this, Pat, where suspects will get off of the freeway and then park underneath here to try to avoid the helicopter.
Well, I just saw some. You see that vehicle there, Des? That police. It made a U-turn. Looks like it. You're right there. Officers out.
Oh, okay. We hear now that the suspect is out on foot. We're going to come around to the other side here and see. We kept this high shot, or this wide shot, to try to see if someone's going to come out running. We haven't seen anybody come out from beneath the overpass here. You see LAPD, though. They went to the other side, and we just heard on the frequency that they are out on foot. But
so they bailed the car.
Let's see. Here's.
Now, who is that? Those are officers.
Yeah,
they look
might just be officers or random passerby.
Oh yeah, that's.
Well, this is kind of a peculiar one here.
Exact, for sure, Desmond. I couldn't tell. I thought that was someone on a bicycle or something, or a.
Oh. Okay.
Scooter. Okay.
Well, look at this, Pat. This. They think they might have gone into one of these, into this homeless encampment right here. We're going to actually just kind of back off the shot a little bit so we can see if we can see underneath the overpass. We saw a pursuit end like this a couple of weeks ago late at night as well, where someone ended the pursuit in a homeless encampment and then got into that encampment, and we later found out that that person actually ended up getting away. So
well, I missed that pursuit,
now
Desmond.
We're hearing that they may be in the second tent in.
So they actually have a beat on this person that was driving this car. They obviously can see the car, and they know North Gower Street, know exactly where that is. And there are a lot of tents, certainly, at that particular intersection there, North Gower and Yucca Street in Hollywood. And there certainly are enough of them, and they are out of their vehicles. And if they believe, they're shining that spotlight on that tent, that's for sure. Still can't see the car.
Yeah, there might have been someone who lived in the tent next door that heard the commotion. This person come up and maybe somebody got out running and witnessed them getting into one of these tents. So you see they have their flashlight on the second tent in right there, and that's where they believe the suspect is right now.
And what's so this is dangerous, Desmond, because as you mentioned, they believe that this person was armed with a gun, which even makes the
yes, that is correct.
Yeah, ramps up the situation a lot more. There's the car,
here's
Des.
the vehicle right
Door
there.
open.
Yep. And you see, just got right out and might have just run right across the street. And unfortunately, just too easy. Who knows? I mean, it might have just commandeered that tent, or if might have gone in, and if the person in that tent saw him with a gun, hopefully they ran out. Hopefully there's no one else in there with this person that is armed. So LAPD coming up, they're going to shut all of this down, Gower and Yucca underneath the 101 freeway and both sides of the street, and they're going to surround it. They're just checking the car right now, see if there's anything else in there. Looks like they've cleared the vehicle. And we might have a standoff situation now in a homeless encampment.
Well, that's not something that we talk about on a regular basis, Desmond, that's for sure. Interesting, too, I just watched, if body language says anything, watching those officers go check the car that was abandoned there. I mean, that was certainly, they're wide open. If they believe that he's across the way in a tent there.
That is true. Usually we would see officers take a little bit more of evasive or guarded action there.
Yeah.
So we're not certain that anyone has verified for sure that the person is in that tent. But last we heard, it sounds like they suspect that they are right there in that blue tent the second tent in. We'll put in the extra zoom and see if we could see any better. And boy, I mean, this could be a while. They may have to wait for units with shields or even SWAT if this is the case.
Bearcat.
If that person is in there, you saw them clearing some of the other homeless folks out of the way to get them to safety.
Yeah, they sure did. Or either they just on their own said, well, this doesn't look like a situation that I want to be involved in, and they walked away from the area. But as you mentioned, Des, they are certainly, they've got their eye and that spotlight on that blue tent there. Can you tell us how long this pursuit happened, Desmond? We picked it up at just a few minutes ago, but just wondering how long that they had been chasing this vehicle, this guy with a gun.
It sounds like just about a half hour, maybe give or take 5 or 10 minutes on that, and it gets started in the Koreatown area. We saw just how crazy the speeds were. Then on and off the freeway at time, getting right in between vehicles, splitting lanes on the 101, speeds over 100 miles an hour at times. And unfortunately, they were able to get quite a bit of distance between them and LAPD that gave them those pivotal few moments where they could get out of the vehicle without any eyes on, especially getting out of the vehicle underneath the overpass, so evading the helicopter as well. We saw their spotlight. They were looking almost kind of panicked, kind of panning both sides of the freeway as we had that wide shot to see it. We saw that person never came out. So and you see over here, I doubt they would have gone into this area, this freeway median area. This is all fenced off. It's pretty open. That would have left them pretty vulnerable to the helicopter being seen from there. So, and we didn't see anybody ever come out from underneath this overpass. So it seems pretty certain that this suspect is holed up here in one of these tents in this encampment. And
as we know, Desmond, we've seen situations where this could go on for quite some time, where police feel that that's where the suspect is, and they're going to stay, wait them out, and who knows what else could happen. As you mentioned, they could call in SWAT if they felt a need to, if this person doesn't give up. So we're just hoping that no matter what happens, that it ends in a peaceful manner where nobody is injured, that's for sure.
Yeah, this kind of has harkings of another incident you may recall in Studio City where a CHP officer was shot by someone on a routine traffic stop, and then that person evaded authorities, drove up to Van Nuys, and they were hiding in a homeless encampment for quite some time. That turned into an hours-long ordeal, perhaps 4 or 5 hours to apprehend the person. Just a couple of weeks ago, we had a pursuit end into a homeless encampment, and to my knowledge, that person got away. We saw LAPD put handcuffs on 2 people that they thought might have been the suspect, but I don't think they had a positive ID, and we had heard that that person did evade authorities. That was a stolen vehicle pursuit, but this is a pretty serious one. Someone armed and dangerous in a homeless encampment right now.
And I see somebody moving around, Desmond.
Arriving, but
where the spotlight
you know what?
was?
You're right, Pat. Well, yeah, I just saw it as well. Okay.
I see an arm.
I see a hand up. Let's see what happens with this. We'll put in a little bit of extra zoom and see, but definitely somebody moving around there, possibly the suspect.
Yeah, we don't know that for sure, but certainly that's not something that we've seen in the last few minutes that you've been on this shot. But there is an individual in this tent, at least one that we saw, and whether or not that's the suspect or not sure. You see him again, Desmond? Whoever this is.
Yeah, now standing up and talking to officers, has something in their hand too.
And he's sitting down.
Just kind of, I couldn't tell. It looked like a dark object. If that was a gun or a cell phone, couldn't tell. Just a little hard to see from this angle with this kind of light, even as we put the zoom in. But now just sitting very casually between the 2 tents in the shadow. Looks like they might be on a phone, just texting, something like that. Right here in the center of the shot. I'll see if maybe I can even use our little magnify. Oh, no, that's the wrong tool there. I need to get rid of that. But yeah, right there in the center of the shot is someone. But we can't verify if this is the suspect
no.
just someone else who may have been in this encampment.
And you're right about that, Desmond, because, and we can't hear, you know, we don't know what the officers are saying, if they're asking that person to come out or not, because they could be saying, listen, you know, what are you guys doing here? Or I'm trying to rest, anything.
Just a stolen vehicle or
so
something like we saw earlier on in the day, and they were driving like a main. Just sitting there.
He's still, I thought I saw something light there too, like he was on a phone or something.
Sounds good to me, Pat. We'll see what tomorrow brings.
What it looks like. All right. Thanks so much, Desmond, for your hard work as
LAPD
always.
Definitely calling
and
out to this
I'll
guy.
talk to you tomorrow.
And there we see, looks like maybe, looks like a cell phone light.
And now, is he walking out, Des?
No.
Maybe he's just showing them that, maybe he's, filming the police?
Maybe, yes. That is a very common occurrence. We know that people love to film the police. Okay,
hey, there's somebody
actually
else.
2 people here.
Yeah, that's the first arm that I saw, because it did have, I could tell it had clothing. That person has their hands up.
Yeah, or it looks like maybe they're trying to point across the street at some. Huh.
Well, it's hard to discern exactly if that is the suspect, if there was more than one person in that car. We haven't confirmed that yet, right? We don't necessarily know. Or do you know that, Des?
I never heard any, if there was more than one person in the vehicle, and unfortunately because of the way they ditched the vehicle, we were not able to get a visual on the suspect either. But now we see that there are 2 people there. This person's got a phone in their hands if they're filming, someone else there as well right next to them. And LAPD definitely a frustrating situation for them as they're calling out for these people to come out, and for sure they're asking them to get out of the way here, and they are not. So what do they make of this? Are these just people that don't want to cooperate? Is one of these the suspect? This is a pretty tough situation.
Yeah, it really is. And as you said, we don't know who they look like, well, the driver, and if there was someone else in that vehicle or not. And interesting, the other people we saw walking away from that encampment, you wonder if they were able to tell officers, maybe not, that they saw somebody or could describe who got out of that vehicle, or maybe they chose not to. Because we did see a couple of people walking from that encampment when police arrived, right? It's like either they told them to come out or they just left on their own.
Yeah, we did see those people, and it sure seems